Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hey, guys. I'm so excited to host this panel once again. We're talking about kinks and curls, ethnic hair, and the cosplay community. I'm Vanta Creates. I'm so excited to see y'all. Yay! Thank you. Let me introduce my lovely panelists. These two people are some of my greatest friends, big sources of inspiration. I could talk to them about anything. And they're always like, Vanta, keep going. I don't want to hear it. Keep going. So let them introduce themselves. Wendellcosplays and Sailorxtasy.
Hello.
Hi.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Hi, I am Sailorxtasy. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I have been cosplaying for over, oh God, what year? What year are we in? I've been doing this for 17 years. I'm damn near 50. And yeah, I'm 44. And I'm a mom. I'm a mom to a beautiful preteen who could care less about me being down here. He was just like, how's Virginia? Have fun. Come back. All right, cool. I'm also a special education high school teacher. So I incorporate my cosplays and my love of anime and comics and everything into everything I do. So, and I am locked.
Yes.
You just can't tell I'm wearing a wig, but my hair is down to my behind. There's no children here, right?
We're going to get into
yeah,
that today.
we're gonna get into it.
My name is Wendellcosplays. For those who don't know me, I cosplay and I also do, well, this new venture is like mermaiding. So I'm like a new mermaid. I don't know if anybody saw the Netflix special Mer People. But I went to Afro Summit this year, and honestly, I met a lot of the people in that Netflix series, Mer People.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I want to be a mermaid.
hello, listen, and listen, it's harder than it seems, but that's one of my new ventures. I'm also a traveler. I'm also locked up also, and I love incorporating my locks into my cosplays. Not all of them, because I will pull off a wig or something, you know, little wiggy wig. But I try to incorporate my locks as much as possible.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yes. So my first question for you both is, how long have you had your locks?
So for as long as I've been cosplaying, for as long as I've had my locks, it's been 17 years. I've been 17 years locked. I've cut them, I've reattached them. Just recently, after I cut them, and then I realized it's really not who I am. I just started to learn, you're going to see my locks in my cosplay. And now I just recently learned, okay, I could wear a wig every once in a while. It won't be every time, but as long as, like, if it doesn't call for it, then I'm going to show my locks. Right. So I've been locked for 17 years.
Okay. And for me, I've only been locking for about 7 years. Only 7 years. I mean, like,
That's a long time.
It is long, but I feel like it was like just yesterday, you know, like, and my lock journey, I don't know. I feel like this is my last hurrah with locks. So, and this is my first and last. Like, I've never locked my hair up before. This is the longest my hair has ever been. And yeah, like, hopefully, like, I don't know. Who knows how long it's going to last? For me, I'm like, you know, it could be until I'm 50, but we'll see. We'll see, you know?
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with
I
being
love
50.
this. So do you guys retwist them yourselves, or do you have a loctician? Like, talk to me.
I'll let you.
You want me to go first? I pay people. First, I was going to a salon. Then I had a really good friend who was helping me take care of it at first. Then I've been going to a salon. And then just recently, I actually linked up with this beautiful woman who does hair on, she's also a teacher, but she also loves doing hair on the side. And ever since I got with her, I was like, so this is my idea for this con I'm going to. Can you help me? So she comes to my house. Not only does she do my hair, she does my sister's hair.
Wow.
Yes.
She'll be doing my boyfriend's daughter's hair. So I pay people because I tried one time to retwist my hair, and I work out. Don't get me wrong. I can lift some weights. My arms were because my hair is thick.
Yeah.
Okay, I had Rudy Huxtable hair before I locked my hair.
Wow.
Okay, I had a lot of hair on my head. I refuse. Nope.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I also go to a loctician. My loctician, I never said that, but I'm from like Newark, New Jersey. Well, I live in Newark, New Jersey, and my loctician is in Newark, New Jersey. Her place is called Hippie Empire, which is kind of cool because she's kind of hippie-ish and stuff with her mom. And honestly, it's not that expensive. You know, I usually get like a deep condition. You know, she'll wash my hair. And then like my styles, I literally just show her a picture. I'll be like, hey, like I literally do what she does. Like I'm like trying to do this character. Can you see what you can do? And she'll come up with magic. So, you know, and if she doesn't, I feel like even if I get my hair retwisted, I can like do something myself with my hair a little bit, just a little bit. Like I could do a good bun or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bun, a little 2 buns, like the little Sailor Moon thing, anything like that.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love this. So I told them ahead of time that I'm gonna ask them some spicy questions because they have been my friends for a while, and I know I can ask the questions and they'll give me some really good answers. So we're gonna talk about the controversy of having locks and how it feels to have locks in the workplace. So recently, the Crown Act was established, and actually July 3rd was National Crown Day. So the purpose of the Crown Act, which this is its cited source, is that it's a law that prohibits people from discriminating against you for having natural hair. So as professionals, how do you feel and what challenges have you faced while having your locks?
You want to go first?
Okay, sure. I feel like I haven't had as many challenges. I've been in situations like this because I actually am, like my day job, I'm a senior tax accountant. So I work for a corporation, and they've never really like given me like too much craziness, but I also like, you know, if I go into the office, I'm still on pandemic time, by the way. I'm trying to work from home forever. I don't care. I'm trying to work from home forever.
I missed the
See you at the Christmas party.
Right.
You know, like my boss is like, can we do lunch? And then all of a sudden, like he's like, oh, I just got sick. He'll say it on the email. I just got sick and this, that, and the other. Okay, I'll see you at the Christmas party. I'm not meeting you for lunch. You're sick. But look, like I feel like there's this thing though, like when I talk to say other people who are in like corporate America, I remember I was wearing my hair like a certain way. It might have been like in Bantu knots or something like that. And I remember my stepmom asking me, she was like, well, did you go to work like that? And I was just like, well, yeah. And this was like pre-pandemic, and she was like, well, I could never do that because I feel like if I did that, I would either get fired or they would just talk about me. And I was like, well, I don't care. Like, you know, at the end of the day, this is my hair and it's professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's professional to me. Like, it's not, listen, no offense to I'm going to call them Caucasian people, but, you know, their hair is not always the most well kept. And that whole beauty of standard thing, like it's weird to have like just a one-sided beauty of that beauty standard is so weird to me. And like I said, I mean, I love my locks and I rock my locks. I usually have it in a bun if I'm going to work or if I'm going somewhere. But you know, I love rocking them any way I can. And I feel like, of course, the Crown Act supports the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So, you know, we need more things protecting us.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So before I became a teacher, I used to work in a corporate office. And actually one of the things before I was locked, I used to do the creamy crack, right? And so I was dating somebody who was, you know, very radical, you know, very pro. And I wasn't with it at that time. I was going to school. And he was like, why don't you just go natural? And I was like, oh, no, like, I could never be nappy. Like, that's one of the things. I remember growing up in my 8th grade. I went to Catholic school. So 8th grade yearbook, everyone wrote, get a perm. Get a perm, get a perm, get a perm. Okay. Yikes. So that always was embedded in my head. Like, you know, I just didn't look right unless my hair was straight. So when the reason why I decided to go on my natural journey is because while I was in college, I was taking a social history class. I have a degree in history and a master's in special education. Okay. And in the social history class, we had to read the autobiography of Malcolm X. When I read it, and he talked about putting that conch in his hair and how it made his hair fall out, and he would never do that. Wow. That changed everything for me. And I had read Asada Shakur, too, at the same time. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. I grew my hair out for like a whole year. And as I was doing that, like I said, I was working in corporate America. I was going through the transition. You know, I got looks and I got stares from my clients. And I used to be a receptionist. And I was like, you know, I really didn't care at that point. But, you know, when I transitioned to finally putting locks in my hair, I was working at a childhood center on the Upper East Side of New York. And, you know, a lot of people bringing in, you know, their nannies, bringing in their babies and stuff like that, right? And I was told I could not wear my head wraps at the front desk. Like, oh, we need you to take your do-rag off or whatever. And I was just like, it's a head wrap. but okay, cool, no problem. And, you know, I got funny looks from them as well. And I come to realize, you know what? This is just wasn't meant for me. I wasn't meant to work a corporate America job. So with that being said, teaching was always been my passion. I was wanted to do it since I was 4 years old. And I said, I knew I was going to get into it eventually. And I said, you know what? They're going to hire me. They're going to hire me with my hair and locks, whether they want to or not. Now, I've tried the office thing, but everything always fell back to me becoming a teacher. And I was also an aerobics instructor on the side, too. So it just always just made sense for me to have my hair natural. Like, it really, especially when I'm dancing and doing a sweat and doing everything. I'm a certified Zumba instructor as well. So I do that on the side as well as being a teacher. So, like, now, I teach. My hair is down. My hair is up. My hair could be into like little coils. So you know when it comes out, like, oh, did you cut your hair? No. You give me a month. Give me 30 days. You'll see it come out all nice and curly. My high school kids just think I'm just magic. Like, what? How did you do that to your hair? And I always respond, black girl magic.
Right.
Like, what else do you expect? And it's so funny talking about the Crown Act. I did a whole lesson. I'm a special education teacher. My specialty is ELA and social studies. Okay. So in my ELA class, we had to talk about social justice issues. And so I work in a predominantly Hispanic school, but I had a couple of black girls. And I was just like, I whispered to her, you want to be a cosmetologist, right? Why don't you talk about the Crown Act? Why don't you talk about how black girls are discriminated, especially in the workplace? And my girl gave a whole presentation based off of the Crown Act and talk about how you know, how versatile we are as black women. We can wear our hair in braids, we can wear our hair in locks, we can wear our hair any different styles. So I like to think of, you know, I'm not one of many teachers that's in the school that I am, that I can use my locks as a way of like telling a story.
Expressing yourself, yeah.
I love that. That's amazing. So in my professional field, I am a scientist. I used to work in stem cell research. And I went to work with my hair out. I have naturally curly hair, but I put in locks today. But my hair was out, and this guy told me my hair looked like a mop. And this man has a PhD. I had to collect myself and not deck him in the face, because I'm very proud of my hair, and I always have been. It's such a fight and a battle for black women to accept our hair and be comfortable in our hair. And I've always loved my hair, and it's a really big part of who I am. So for someone to come and just tell me this out the blue because they don't understand and they don't understand me, it was hard for me to deal with. But I do this panel and I do this because I want us to love ourselves, and I want us, if I can inspire somebody else to wear their hair the way they want, then it'll keep spreading and it'll go everywhere. So that's why I do this, because I need more of us. I need less of the mop and more of your hair is beautiful just the way you are.
Exactly.
Amazing.
So I always want to ask, like, what products are you using, or what products do your locticians use, just so we can like give some advice to the audience, so they have a sense of maybe if they want to lock their hair, what should they be using?
For me, my loctician has been using Mael rice water. She makes her own oils and everything like that too. But she's been using Mael rice water and Mael products before. I know they've just been sold, but we're still getting it. Like, it looks like the ingredients have not been changed as of yet. Okay. So we've been using that to retwist my hair. She's been putting the oil that everyone was going crazy about.
The rosemary.
Yes.
Rosemary.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
try that.
Yeah.
She's been putting it on while she's retwisting it. She's oiling my scalp at the same time. And ever since I got with her, like I said, she's been a real big help. I got a derma roller. And because my edges, I will tell you, my edges got snatched when I cut my hair off. That was the worst thing for me. Depression is a B word. When I sewed my bundles back on, right? So, but when I did, it took my whole front hairline. Oh. So ever since I got with her, like I said, I've been using the derma roller and using the Mael rosemary and biotin to like grow back my edges. So my edges are coming back, and it looks like how it was back when I was like 26. So I'm grateful.
For me, I think I guess I'm old school. I just use Jamaican castor oil.
Yes.
Usually, I use that a lot. And I also sometimes use, I believe it's called Dr. Follicles. It's like this little like drip thing that like I kind of put on my scalp like when, I just wanted a little bit more moisturized. But pretty much that's it. Maybe a couple of like little spritzer sprays. But usually like even when I get stuff from where I get my locks, redone at Hippie Empire, I don't know. She has so many things in it. I want to say rosemary's in it, things like that. But she also has like weed in it or something. She says to use it. I use it because her locks look great. So I just,
trust your loctician?
Listen, I gotta trust her.
You gotta trust her.
I want to add on one other part. Also, I also use peppermint oil. Yes, your scalp. Just make sure you don't get it in your eye.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
It hurts, but the peppermint oil helps open up the scalp.
It feels so good.
So amazing.
So I make most of my hair products myself because I have very sensitive skin. So I switch them out. So in the summer, I'll do rosemary. Fallish, I'll do lavender oil, and in the winter, I'll do peppermint, so I smell like a Christmas tree. I was like, make it cute and fun.
Yeah.
But
wait, I do have a question.
Yes.
What do you wash your hair with? Because I feel like for me, like I use like is it Dr. Bonner's?
I can't
the
use
pepper.
that.
You can't. Is it too strong for you?
Way too strong.
Oh,
That
I don't
stuff
know.
is like bleach.
I mean,
That stuff
it's
is very
really
strong.
it's really strong.
Yeah.
It has a lot of stuff in it.
I really like As I Am.
Okay.
I like their products. It's not Black owned, but it is POC owned. I've used their products for the past 6 years. As I Am shampoo and Aussie Moist conditioner. I swear by Aussie Moist conditioner. I will buy it from ShopRite, and it's very cheap, and it keeps my hair super moisturized.
Right.
Whether it's in a protective style or it's just out, but
Got you.
those. Love those.
Shea Moisture Jamaican Castle
Castor
Oil
oil,
I used to
shampoo.
I
Yeah.
used to use that too.
And
Moisture Jamaican
I will
castor oil.
say, thanks to Vanta, I always make sure that it say that it's sulfate free.
Yeah, I'm big on the reading the ingredients list before I put something in my head because again, sensitive scalp issues, and sulfates are not good. Don't
Right.
put those in your head
No
because
sulfates.
it's really the lathering agent that's in most soaps, and if you're getting that super clean lathery feeling, it can strip a lot of the oils that we need.
The necessary ones,
The necessary oils we need in our head. So don't always go with the sulfates. But I have some funny questions I need to ask y'all.
Sure, go ahead.
So let's talk about Hollywood. Let's talk about the wigs in Hollywood.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's talk about the wigs in Hollywood.
Oh no.
Why? Why do we have such a issue with the wigs in Hollywood?
I hate Tyler Perry.
Oh, I was gonna go to Tyler Perry.
No, wait. Now I'm looking at the picture that you have up there, the one from Empire. Oh my God, that made me so angry. I was like, ah!
Why do we have to have this conversation about the wigs in Hollywood?
Because there are no black hairdressers on those sets. That's
Right.
why. When you can clearly tell when there's like no black hairdressers, someone there to like make the wigs, because clearly, obviously,
Even like Game of Thrones, like the new Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons.
You mean that one?
Oh gosh,
They
yeah.
put that big wig on that little girl?
It's just that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I cannot.
Yeah, but here's the thing that, I've been doing this panel for so long and I've been talking about hair for so long that now every time I watch TV, I'm like, your wig is bad, you don't know how to cut lace, you needed to do that. Like, I see it because I'm within the cultures and I get it. But do you think it's that they just aren't around, they just don't know what to do with our hair? Because we've
Yes.
got wigs like this,
Yes.
and then we got wigs like this.
Right.
So where's the disconnect? Why is this so
I
different?
heard Disney hired black hairdressers and paid a good amount of money to
Good.
make
Good amount of
sure
money.
that
is
Haley
legit.
looked amazing.
Amazing.
And I'm following their loctician. Her and her sisters.
Okay.
She's
loctician.
magic.
I need to know, how do
Right.
you put goddess locks over her own actual locks?
Yeah.
That
But
is-
the wigs that she wears are incredible.
And
Yeah.
like the short wig that she had on, I was like, I am taking notes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's clear. It is very clear when they have somebody who's on set who knows how to work
Right.
with black actresses. I was thinking of a story. Who was the chick on Sabrina the Teenage Witch? I forgot the character. I forgot the character's name. Yes.
Prudence.
Prudence, yes.
I think it's Tati Gabrielle.
Yes,
But
she
yeah,
had to
yes.
do her own finger waves.
Wow.
Because there was nobody on set to do her hair.
That's
right?
crazy.
I was watching a special on about Black culture and talking about how they had to go and get up at someone had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go get a haircut from their barber because there was nobody there on set to do his hair. Cannot remember the actor's name at the moment right now. But I also remember another actress who said that, they had somebody, I think it was one of the Maori sisters, said that she got her hair done on set and literally sat there and cried because they damaged her hair so much.
I would have a
It is
heart attack.
ridiculous. But yeah, Hollywood definitely needs to get on the ball. Like, I'm glad Disney got on top of it.
Yeah.
Like, here, we're going to pay. We're going to pay people who know how to do this kind of hair and do it right. And cosmetology schools should definitely start incorporating how to do ethnic hair. There should be a course in that also as well, because I shouldn't have, like, when I was younger, going into a Dominican shop and the minute they saw me, charge me more,
or put a perm in your hair,
or
and you don't know about it,
right? Or put a perm in my hair they don't know about. The minute they saw me, they said, and they don't think I understand Spanish. My mother's Boricua, okay?
Right.
I understand Spanish to a point.
So when they're talking about you, you
When
understand.
they talking to me, I understand you because my mother cussed me out in Spanish. I understand what you're saying, chick. All right? Sorry.
No, but I'll say even like in the fashion world, it's really bad because like when I used to model, like I feel like if they didn't know how to work with your style, they would be like, "Oh, well, you're a model. We're just gonna cut your hair off," and it's just like that should not be the option.
Right.
Tyra
Like,
Banks should pay for her war crimes.
Yeah.
Oh
my. You know what? I love Tyra, but
I
you're
love
right,
Tyra,
but you're right.
but a lot of
The people she hires.
American Next Top Model, she was like, okay, shave your hair. Okay, we're gonna do this. But why? Why is it that we can't?
Right.
Why do we have to make ourselves fit into the mold?
Right.
Why can't we be the mold?
Right.
And
why can't we break the mold?
Why can't we break the mold? And to follow up with you as well, and also for Wendell, how do we get ourselves in those rooms? Because I've been asking HBO to hire me as a hairstylist.
I feel like, unfortunately, it's all about who you know. And I feel like sometimes people do luck out, like say when you guys were talking about how Disney was like actually seeking people, so that this would, because they did not want this to really they didn't want this to flop. I mean, I don't know if it necessarily did.
Nope, it made its money.
Okay,
it made its money.
Okay, good.
It made its money, and I think it's inspired a lot of Black girls as well.
Oh, definitely. Everybody was talking about Little Mermaid.
Yes.
But or the new Little Mermaid, I should say, like, because they're like, oh, the old Ariel who, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's about getting into those rooms. It's about meeting the right people. And honestly, unfortunately for us, I feel like we have to do 2 times the work.
Yeah.
In order to get in, we
gotta work
this
twice
much,
as hard. We have to work twice as hard.
So.
Yeah, we most definitely do. I wanted to showcase some artists who love incorporating kinky curly hairstyles. These are some of my favorite artists, and every time, of course, I have to put my girl Jolene on here, but we love and appreciate the artists because not only is it inspiring for us cosplayers, but it can also serve as source of inspiration. And when people see, they see their favorite character with a hairstyle like theirs, it makes them want to be more creative. It makes them want to get there and do cosplay and do all the great things. So I'm going to show our showcase of cosplayers while I ask my lovely panelists a few more questions. Okay. So what's it like being a cosplayer with locks?
At first, it was challenging. When I first started cosplaying, I was able to wear the short wigs underneath my locks, and I said I had a person who was definitely helping me with it. But then it started getting frustrating. I couldn't get my locks under the cosplay, and I used to I really wanted accuracy, 100% accuracy. Even though my skin color couldn't do it, I still wanted accuracy.
I feel that.
And then I cut my hair. Then I was rocking it, and then you know what? Like I said, as I got older, I learned to either A, you're gonna get locks with this cosplay, or B, I'm gonna learn how to put on a wig, and which I have a wig on now. My hair is in a big bun right here.
Can you show them really quick?
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't. You don't have to take it off. I meant
real quick.
Here. Yep. Do you need help? So and her locks are long. Her locks are really to her.
Okay, I'm just gonna. There we go.
So she's got them all tied up under here.
Right. Yeah. So how I cosplay, someone had taught me. Yeah, help me fix it back. Someone taught me get a skin colored cap to put under, like, depending on the color of the wig. So if I wear white, use white stockings, or I'll use a white cap. If I wear, black, use black. And this way, this incorporates it in. Like, yeah, of course, I'm still gonna have the big bun in the back, but now I can get a wig on it. I don't know if anyone saw me yesterday. I was Tinkerbell. Yeah. And I was wearing a short curly wig yesterday, and most people didn't know I had locks. I was like, you can touch the back, it's totally fine. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, that's all my hair. I'm planning on taking it out tonight because tomorrow I have my panel, Black Girl Magic, Sailor Moon cosplay. Yeah. And you're gonna see me in my Sailor Moon outfit, and I'm going to have my locks out tomorrow. Right. So that's how I feel. So like I said, it's either I can wear a wig, I can color my locks, I can get colored locks. I'm so happy now they make faux locks now.
Yeah.
Oh
yes.
We're living in a great age. I will incorporate my own hair and I get a couple of colored locks and put it in, or I'll extend it. Like last year I did Nubia from DC Comics, Queen Nubia, and I literally just used my locks and I just extended it. Amazing. They were down to the floor, and I was like, yes. And I plan on doing Queen Nubia again for New York Comic Con, but she's gonna be wearing an afro.
We love it.
And I have afro wigs that I literally can just put my hair up into it. So yeah, it was a challenge before, but now as I've gotten more and more creative with it, I said, you're either gonna get an afro, you're gonna get locks, or you're just gonna get a wig. It all depends on how I feel.
I feel like for me, it's definitely been something I've adapted to. Like I just adapted things to make it fit my locks. Like whether it's a wig, one of the newer wigs that I did was Kakashi Sensei. I was dead set on just being Kakashi Sensei for, I want to say it was Colossal Con. There's like 1,000 cons with almost the same, whatever.
Name, title.
Yes. So I wanted to be, Kakashi. And I just remember I asked my friend Empress Jasmine, I was like, hey, I want to make a wig out of pillow casing. And she literally looked at me and she was just like, I don't think that's going to work. And I was just like, well, I don't want it to look like a Caucasian Kakashi Sensei. I want it to be like me as Kakashi Sensei. So she was like, well, try it and see what happens. And I manipulated it. It was a lot of glue and a lot of hope, a lot of glue and a lot of hope.
Hot glue and hope is my cosplay phrase.
Listen. And then a little blood, just, when you get stuck with a little burn, just a little, not even blood, just burn, a lot of burn. But yeah, and it literally came out so good, it came out so good. And I literally put the inside pillow stuff on top of the
pillow stuffing.
Yeah, I put the pillow stuffing on top of a not even a wave cap. It was like a water cap. I put a water cap and I just had my hair in a bun.
Very
and
creative.
I just hit it with I hid my hair with the bun, and I just hit it on top of the pillow casing, and it looked amazing, at least for that day. I feel like when I took it off, it was like, okay, I got to do this again, but that's okay.
But that's okay.
Listen, a win is a win.
A win is a win. And I love that you said, I don't want to look like a Caucasian Kakashi. He's not Caucasian, but I know what you meant. Yeah. You don't want it straight hair. You wanted it kinky curly hair.
I want it like me.
And I find that when I pick a character to cosplay, I immediately am thinking, okay, but I need to make them black. I'm the black version of this. No, I need them to look like me as this character. Right. Which is why, with Toph, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have locks and I'm going to twist my hair up and we're going to figure it out. And it took, like 6 different tries to get it all twisted around. Right. But even doing that was such a joyous experience because I'm becoming that character. I'm making that character me and using my hair to represent that character. It's an art expression. It's an art form. And I can't give that up. I love that feeling of, I feel like it's an extra set of creativity when we can make it look like us. I love watching it, and I love asking people for their cosplay photos of them with their natural hair or with their locks or with their wigs that they've made, especially Jihatsu. He's one of my favorites, the guy who's Rengoku. So he made this wig, and he put kaneko on, he put locks, and I love watching him make these wigs because they are so intricate. There's so much detail that goes into it, but you can tell he puts so much love and he wants it to be ethnic. He wants it to be for us. Sorry to rant, but that's the part that really gets me. That's what I love the most about it. But I also know that there's challenges. So have you guys ever had but this character doesn't have locks or this character doesn't have an afro? Do you get those questions?
I do, but I feel like it just comes with the territory of just being black and cosplaying.
Oh, look, that's me.
It just comes with the territory, like, and I just, even with like that whole like, oh, you're such and such black. No, I'm just such and such. We don't need the black part. Like,
Right.
I know I'm black. You can see I'm black. Like, we don't need to like
Yeah, why
distinguish
are we saying
anymore.
the
That much we understand. Like, everybody understands. Okay, I'm black. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. For me, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is, and it comes with the territory. And you just keep doing your thing. You know, like, because for every person that says something negative about your cosplay or about your hair, as you're cosplaying, there's always going to be somebody that like you inspire. And
Yeah.
those are the people that we do it
Yeah.
for. We do it for people who are like-minded and who are uplifting, you know?
It took me a while to get to that part
Yeah.
because we get a lot of crazy negative, and we get a lot of heat,
Especially online.
and you see the heat and you're like, oh God, these people are terrible. But like you said, for every person who's so mean and saying all this mess, you have like 20 people who are uplifting you and encouraging you.
Yes.
So I try to keep that in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, as somebody who, you know, I don't have like a big following or anything like that, but like me going out there and putting my cosplays online, I haven't gotten too much hate. You know, I'm a little plus size. I am plus size. I'm a petite plus size, which makes it even worse.
But we love plus size anyway.
We love a plus size
But
girl.
I'm glad I do put my work out there because, like I said, I have a lot of teacher friends who literally show their students like, oh, this is my friend. She's a teacher and she also cosplays. And then they come back and they tell me, you know, my students are in love with you. They love how they see you're doing your thing, and you a black woman and a teacher, and you're using your hair in your cosplay, and it's amazing and it's inspiring. So like I don't get too much hate. I don't actually get that much hate at all. And if I did get any hate, that delete button is a miracle.
Listen, and that block button too.
Block button is strong.
That block button is strong. Like, and I you know, like I said, growing up, I was teased heavily, and I'm surprised now at, you know, that, you know, I see a lot of people like say go through like, oh, I have to take a social media break. I'm like, nah, you're not chasing me away. I'm still gonna continue doing what I do, and I'm gonna be fabulous at it. You know, and I officially made it when I get haters.
Listen.
Like,
yeah.
I am still looking forward to that day. And it's like, oh, but your character's not black. I said, yeah, neither is your mama, but you know, here we are.
Here we are.
So there's that. So yeah, as long, you know, I'm going to keep inspiring a whole generation out there as much as I possibly can, because, you know, I don't know how long I'm going to be in the game doing this. You know, I know you're under
forever.
Right. You're under 30.
Don't put my business out there.
I think
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, I was like,
because
what?
I tell people my age and they don't believe me.
How did that happen? No.
I tell people my age, they don't believe me, so we're not doing that.
I'm 30 in February.
Yeah. But for me, as somebody who's up next year in February, I'll be 45. And I don't see myself slowing down at all. So I'm gonna keep doing this until it no longer brings me joy. But so far, it still brings me joy.
That's what's up. 45 where?
Right, 45 where?
I almost getting to that damn 18 plus panel last night. I had to tell him, like, listen, I was there when the Berlin Wall fell down. I remember.
I was there.
He was like, okay, you can go in. You can go in. I said, thank you.
I was there. So do you, and I have to ask you guys both this, have you seen, I've seen it for myself, and I'm hoping, and I'm fingers crossed that this panel inspires people to wear their natural hair more often. Mm-hmm. But have you seen a change? Have you seen like a shift of a lot more cosplayers wearing their natural hair out and using kinky wigs?
Yes.
And all this good stuff.
Yes.
Have you seen it? And if so, I hope so.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Or every time, I love coming to Blerdcon because I see so many people wearing cosplay with their locks. There was a little boy in the elevator who was cosplaying Tenjin from Demon Slayer, and Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You saw him?
Amazing, yeah.
I was like, baby, I was like, I'm getting ready to do a panel about using your natural hair in cosplay. And, you know, I know today I'm wearing a wig, but I have locks. And I don't want you to ever change who you are. You look amazing.
Right.
And he was like, thank you so much. I was like, you are so welcome. And the same thing, I saw a group of like little girls. They were talking about anime and everything like that. And I said, oh, you know, I'm a teacher, da-da-da. And I seen that you're wearing your natural hair. Please continue wearing your natural hair. I love coming to this con because I love to see how we incorporate natural hairstyles, from kinky wigs to faux locks to goddess locks, and and just like I see that Jasmine in the back. I see you, girl. I see you.
Yeah.
You look amazing. I love how we are incorporating our hair into everything that we do, because, you know, why not? It's an art form.
It's an art form.
And we can see we can do our art any way we see fit.
I've definitely seen a change in just cosplay and just how people, not just hair, hijabs. Like, I feel like people have been incorporating just their own, like, whether it's their heritage or whether it's their, like, you know, like where they're from. I just love people incorporating that. And I've seen, I saw that downstairs today. Yeah, I don't know who she.
She was a forest elf.
That's what she was. Okay.
Yes.
She just looked amazing. She looked amazing.
Fairy. And she had the hijab on.
Yeah.
And she, oh my gosh, she looked. I got a picture with her. Oh my god.
But I feel like I get inspired when I come here. I feel like I just like seeing people. I just like being around people who are gonna celebrate me, and I'm gonna celebrate them. Like, it's just a different feeling. It's a different con. You know, like, I'm not gonna get called such and such black character or neat. I feel like one time somebody definitely said
the N-word.
The N-word, whatever, and I was just like, sir, I will, like, I could totally, like, just literally pluck you and like, like, stop. You know what I mean? Like, But this is you know, I love coming here. Like I said, it's very uplifting. It's very encouraging. I feel like I get inspired, and I hope, you know, God willing, I'll keep coming to Blerdcon and keep getting inspired and keep inspiring.
Like you guys were saying about the haters, it's always so funny. A few years ago, and it was here, I took a photo of Nessa in the pool, and someone took my photo of Nessa and made me lighter and posted it on Twitter. And I was like, damn, you have that much time on your hands? That's crazy. Like, you could be, I don't know, you could get a job. You could do a lot of different things, but you Photoshop my skin. Wow, you must be really pressed. Call him a panini. That guy's pressed. But I, you know, you do it to inspire. You do it to hope that the next generation sees the mess we went through and says, I don't care. They still did it.
Yes.
And they still powered through it.
Yes.
Like, that's what I do it for. And, you know, I do see the change. And every time I see, you know, someone with kiki curly hair or locks, I'm like, I love your hair, or this looks so good. Or, like, I take pictures of them and put them in the slideshow. And people are always like, wait, me? I'm like, yes, you, because you're just as important. You should be up here, too.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm going to scroll back really quick, but I saw this guy who was, so this JoJo who was wearing his do-rag.
Yes.
I hope he's here. If he's not in the room, I'm sorry, you couldn't get in. But I saw this and I was like, I need to take a picture of you and put you in the panel, because I love the creativity. I love seeing people.
And I think because of you putting the last time I seen you do this panel, I inspired my boyfriend doesn't he doesn't cosplay, right? But because he's dating me for 6 years, he has no choice now. But he really saw attention from Demon Slayer and was like, I want to do him, but I don't want to wear a wig. I said, oh, I'll put a do-rag on you, baby. Do you know how much attention he got? First of all, he has muscles. But because of the fact that he had the do-rag and it was in New York City, everyone was just like, yes. And I wore my natural locks, like I was one of the wives, and I had my locks out in a ponytail.
Oh, he was Uzi.
Yes.
That's perfect, because I thought he was wearing a do-rag in the show.
Yes. And I was like, and he got so much attention, and he adored it. I was just like, oh, baby, mommy love you.
I love some stories like that. So I have a few like lock terminology questions. So what do you guys prefer? Is it locks?
Oh, Lord.
Is it dreads? Like, what is the difference? Is one more derogatory than the other? How does it make you feel?
I have locks. My hair is nothing dreadful about my hair.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
I have locks. There's nothing dreadful about my hair. When anyone says dreads, I quickly correct them. I have locks.
Is that like where the terminology
so
came
yes, from? Like people literally like it's dreadful.
Yes.
Like a lot of like, other people of other, backgrounds would basically just think that our hair was like disgusting and crazy looking, and they would just think it's dreadful. So they called it dread or dreadlocks. So when people ask me, even like when my own people tell me like, oh, I love your dreads, I'd be like, no, they're locks. Like, I correct people because, like she said, there's nothing dreadful.
I didn't know that because I've said, oh, I love dreads, and Sailorxtasy corrected me and said, no, they're locks. And I didn't, and I said, oh, okay, they're locks. Yeah, you're right. I didn't realize the connotation. I know there's a negative connotation, but I didn't realize that dreadful is what they were. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I also have another very controversial question. I told you guys I was going to ask the hard question.
And that's what we're here for.
How do you feel when people of other backgrounds have locks? I told you I was going to ask the hard questions because I have to be open-minded that people do things with good intentions.
Right.
And I have to believe that people see us because we are the blueprint. Everybody wants to be us.
Oh, of course.
Everybody wants to be black.
Yeah.
But they don't want to stand up for black struggles. But that's another panel. I find that people love black hair and love the things we can do with our hair, but I don't necessarily think they understand what goes into having our hair.
Right.
So when I see some of them with not our hair texture, but they put in kinky Kanekalon hair, I'm just a little confused.
So it's going to sound a little controversial. Just like how we can do almost anything anybody else can do. I say, all right, if you want to put braids in your hair, put braids in your hair. If you want to put locks in your hair, you put locks in your hair. But just know, if your hair falls out.
Right. Like, if you end up
go with
bald,
God.
I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a saying that I always say, well, not that I always say, but I always use when it comes to stuff like this. And when it comes to black people, it's just often imitated but never duplicated. Ooh. So, you can try your best and, do you, but to me you look crazy. And,
exactly.
But still, do you.
knows how I feel about that phrase. But I agree. Yeah. And it's so hard for me to say that because I know the struggle that we have. I know what we have to go through. I mean, just figuring out what products work for us.
Right.
Exactly.
So when people want to just emulate us like we're a character,
right.
it makes me feel some type of way. But like I said, I have to be open-minded that they see it as, oh, this is cool. I like this hairstyle. Not, oh, I'm just going to do it because I want to be black.
Right. True.
So I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
I will say I will be a hater. I'll be like, you shouldn't have that because you're not black and that doesn't suit you. But then I dial it back and I say, I can't do that. I have to be just as open. Like, if black people can do everything, other races should
be able to try.
Well, that's the thing. It's a try.
It's a reach. It's a reach.
But it's a reach.
Right.
And I don't know what that discerning line is.
Right.
Well, would you be like truthful to them if they ask you like, hey, how does it look? Because I feel like I'll just be like, no comment. Because if I'm truthful about it, no comment is a comment. Like,
no comment is a comment.
Right.
And I don't know. When
is a good friend?
I write all the questions out and I try to answer them in my head, or I'd like hear their voices in my head how they would answer. I couldn't have an answer to this question.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how I feel about it, especially with locks.
Right.
I think box braids iffy, but I think locks have such a
cultural meaning.
Not even just religious, but like a cultural meaning and a cultural significance for us that I don't know how to feel when people dip into that, not knowing all of it.
So what about if there's like a person who is like black, like might have a black dad, and they just happen to look like really light skinned, and they have like box braids or something like that? Like, does that like twist your gears, or like is it like how do you view that?
My initial thought is this makes me uncomfortable, but then I dial it back and I say it's none of my business.
Right.
Okay.
And I just gotta put some blinders on because
I feel that.
we have to. we aren't gonna be better as people if we don't accept all of us.
Right.
And I feel like maybe that will help some of the acceptance.
Yeah.
And I my fear is I don't want people to be like, oh well, I'm doing this because I'm rebelling against.
Right.
Because that's not exactly what these hairstyles are for.
Right.
I want people to do it with the best intention.
Okay.
Right.
And that's where, but again, it's not for me to decide what their intentions are. So again, it's a struggle. I don't know. That's why I was like, let y'all answer.
No, right, no. Like I said, it's an iffy line, but like I said, we're gonna have people do whatever they want, but your hair fall out. Oh well.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So for Sailorxtasy, I have to ask, you are a mom.
Yes.
You're a wonderful mother. Your son's lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Have you wanted to encourage him to lock his hair as well?
I will give him that choice whenever he's ready. Right now, he did say he wanted braids.
Okay.
His dad is, full disclosure, I'm not Caribbean in any way.
We claim you.
But his father is Jamaican. So so I asked my ex-husband, I was like, are you cool with him getting braids? He said, yeah, he can get braids, but you're going to have to pay for it. All right, cool. No problem. I have no problem with that. But I already talked to my son. I told him, like, you want hair like mom, you let me know when you're ready. He said, I'll start with braids first and see how I feel. Okay.
That's great.
Cool.
That's great. And I appreciate you being, like I said, you're a wonderful mother because you have that open-mindedness to let him make the decision for himself.
Yes.
And hair is so nuanced that I mean, y'all probably have had this happen in your family, and to our audience as well. Have you had those family members who are like, why don't you comb your hair? Why don't you do this with your hair? Because I had that growing up.
Again, I told you. Well, my mother's side my mother was Puerto Rican. My mother's side is really Puerto Rican and Native American. And my mom obviously married a black man. And growing up, they were just like, why is her hair so nappy?
Wow.
Why do something with her hair? Why does her hair look that way?
Yeah.
So I got a lot of hot combs, a lot of burns. Yeah.
My ears hurt already.
Yeah. I had when I started doing my locks when my mother was alive, she was questioning like, well, why'd you do that? Because I can, mother. Also, you didn't teach me how to do hair.
Right. So
I want to thank God every day for the boy that I have. Although the boy came out with hair like me, and his father put together curly. He came out very curly. I would say that. I didn't think it was gonna come out so West Indian, but he did with a very slick Indian hair. Then the hair started to curl up, and then it turned into a giant afro and a very curly afro. And so, like, now his hair, when it grows out, it still gets to that nice, beautiful, like, I can play with the curls all day. And I'm like, but I asked for a boy. How did your hair get to be? I can just sit there and play in it in days. And I'm just like, but okay, all right. Thought God was testing me at some point. I was just like, I can't wait for your first haircut because I can't be doing these things. So
I love it. So I want to turn and ask the audience if you guys have some questions. If you want to, oh damn, that was quick. Yeah, straight in the back.
I got 2 questions.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first one is, so are there any hair products that don't have sulfates, parabens, and alcohol? I normally can find 2 out of the 3, but never all 3.
Yes. I have to DM me, and I will find you one. I know there is a few, but they're hard to find, especially with alcohol, because alcohol's in everything.
Yeah, it's alcohol.
But I will definitely try to find you one. Yes.
And then my second question is, going back to the Hollywood portion that we was talking about, why don't we put more onus on the agents of the talents to require more for like the talents?
That's a very good question.
That actually should be happening.
How do I answer that? I don't disagree with you at all.
I'm sorry, what did he ask?
He's saying, why is the onus not on the agents, the people who represent the stars,
the
talent to have a hairdresser for their
I think
talent.
the talent really needs to open up their mouths and really say something. So
yeah, because
I'm pretty sure
they're just happy getting like
right,
the agent is getting
you're
getting a paycheck off of the talent,
which I totally get and understand. But I feel like maybe whoever was managing, like I said, whoever manages Hallie and Chloe's career was like, listen, you want me to do this? I need this person to be here. Otherwise, she would look crazy in that movie.
Yeah,
honestly.
I know for like I used to work in entertainment and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like for some of those, like they have writers, and like the writers, they have exactly what they want, and like if they don't get that, you don't get the time. So it's
Wow.
if
But-
you require it of them, then.
But I don't know. I think it's definitely a larger issue than I think I fathom, because I'm not in the industry, so I'm not aware of how. I know it's a big issue. I just don't know what's the red tape that you have to go through with it. But I will say, I think of Queen Charlotte, because Shonda Rhimes, and it's Shonda Rhimes, one.
Yeah.
Two, you see the wigs like Queen Charlotte wears and how Lady Danbury's hair is made. So clearly the intention is there. And I don't think Shonda Rhimes, I don't think Queen Charlotte, both of them, I don't think they had to say, well, I need a good hairdresser.
Right.
I think it just comes from, we have black people in the show, they need to look like black people.
Right.
Yes.
I have a question, but also a comment to that is also, just from a more practical standpoint, it's a budget thing. So you have to understand that because you said you talked about the script being predetermined. If it wasn't planned initially, they have to go through the studio, if it's not their own house, to make sure they get clearance for budget. That's just started to be more commonplace for makeup artists, because that was a thing for over a decade that's been being worked on. For us to have makeup artists that are.
But my question is, why is that not in the budget? Because.
But that's my answer. My answer is, with the artists as well, we need to make sure that we're making it more understood so that people know to ask for, to make the request for, because it does then push back to the artist to be like, hey, I would love to take this role for you. However, I don't want my image to be tarnished. I think some of that is knowing what words to use in front of people as well. And if artists don't know what to ask for, if your representative doesn't know what to ask for, your manager doesn't know, if there's not enough people having the conversations with the pushback, then you won't have it.
So it's such a. It's not a one problem thing. It's like it's like a hydrant. It's like one problem is like 10 problems.
Community thing almost that needs to be developed.
It is a systemic issue. Yeah. Yeah.
My question, if I can still get that in,
Of course.
is because I feel like, also first of all, you have Puerto Rican in your background, you're absolutely Puerto Rican.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. Yes, you're correct.
but also, so growing up in the Caribbean, I feel like our awareness of where lines of cultural appreciation and appropriation can be very different.
Yes.
There's a difference between seeing and hearing certain things when you're accustomed to hearing it. So like we have people who are white, but they have grown up in the culture, and it's not even them trying to be something. They have grown into this is who they are indeed this thing. And I think what people don't understand and should try to understand is that it can be discerned. And I told people that, like, when I watched Little Mermaid, I was like, I can hear the distinctness between a black person trying to have a Caribbean accent, an African person trying to have a Caribbean accent, and someone was actually like, I literally stopped in the movie, I was like, let me see American, let me see, that sounded almost close to African. I was like, oh, this lady's actually Trinidadian.
That's the light skinned lady, right?
Huh?
That's the light skinned one. That she was talking?
No, the nurse, the maid.
Yeah, her, yes.
Yeah, she's Trinidadian. And then you had other extras and other people throughout the movie who were Caribbean. You shot parts of the movie in the Caribbean. You could have made the effort, and again, this kind of goes back to the whole thing of people making
At least Sebastian. Yes. At least Sebastian. Yeah.
The question.
Yeah. But the question.
How do we go about teaching people, like you said, because we're just like, we have to be more accepting as well, but like, I need people to also understand the line to which you are respecting someone's culture. And how do we teach that more forwardly, I guess, without having to sit down and have a conversation with every single individual all the time? I know we got to start somewhere, but like.
So that is a multifaceted question. The first part of your question is really asking about appropriation versus appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Those lines get blurred very often, and I don't know how they could be unblurred.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like you said, how do we have these conversations with people so that we can understand the difference between appreciation and appropriation? I really think it starts with understanding, understanding the background of what you're doing, understanding the heart and the history of it will show that once you understand the history and what it means, will be better. It'll be better for you to understand what you're doing. For the instance, with locks, if I were to actually get locks, I would want to do my research. Like, I didn't know why dreads was wrong. And if I don't know that, I even feel bad. I'm like, wow, I have fake locks and I didn't know that. I should have known this. And I never want to be that person who's appropriating. I want to be the person who's appreciating. So I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to do my research. I think when you appreciate something, you make that extra step. I think when you appropriate, you're like, I'm just going to do it because it's cool.
Right.
So I think panels like these, conversations, the questions, the more we discuss it, the more we're asking each other, like, how do we do this, the better it'll be, because we want, like, I think collectively humans want each other, we want all of us to understand each other and appreciate each other. We just don't know how to get there. And if we don't talk about it and we're not having these conversations, we're never going to get there. So we got to talk about it. It's hard. These conversations are very difficult. Like, the question I asked them about non-POC with locks is hard. But we got to ask it, and we got to try our best to get to the point where we can have these open conversations.
I feel like also it's about who's in that bigger room. Like, as far as like, is there a black person there that can be like, a black person with enough pull to be like, he doesn't sound Caribbean or whatever. Like, say if it was Sebastian, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need more people up in those rooms, like more people actually, instead of trying to be actors and we need more directors and just people that can actually make changes. Because I feel like people don't really, and honestly, I feel like people, it's not that they don't learn, but it's not until there's like a backlash. It has to be like it's after the fact all the time. And it's unfortunate, but that's just how Hollywood is. Like, they just have to get that backlash. And then afterwards, you just hope that they'll do better. But they don't always, do better. It just is what it is. And like I said, we need more people in those higher rooms.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Even like after the movie, like after I finished watching the full Little Mermaid, I think what I realized was the casting was done initially on your voice.
Yes.
As I like listened more and more, I was like, oh, you listen for a voice, but then I was like, again, you could have found Caribbean artists. You didn't have to just settle for musicals. You didn't have to settle for Broadway. You could have taken the step to go and find artists. And there are actors specifically who kind of sing and would have probably loved to have that opportunity.
Yeah,
but like I said, I kind of understanding how entertainment works and what you're trying to do. Like I said, I was like, okay, you literally just was listening for this voice. You wanted to hear who sounded as close to
instead of actually outsourcing
Right.
to the source material. Yeah. It's you have a question? Yes.
So what I've recently seen with Hollywood is that in animation, when creating black characters and their hairstyles, I see most of their hairstyles are either curly or straight, and I'm wondering, why can't it be more versatile? Or say if like a person who's non-black, say if they're willing to draw an original black character, but somehow they're either doing their hair straight or their hair curly. Like, what's wrong with versatility? Like, we have the most
They don't know how to do
hair.
it. Yeah. They just don't know how to do it. And it goes, they don't know how to do it. Why don't they know how to draw, I'm just going to say, why don't they know how to draw black hair? Because they weren't taught to draw black hair, because Eurocentric beauty values are everywhere. It's the same thing with cosmetology school. There aren't really courses in cosmetology school for kinky curly hair. I tried to go to cosmetology school. I looked up the courses. It's not there. So a lot of animators do not know how to draw braids. They don't know how to draw an afro. They just know the basics, which in this day and age is weird to me, because I can like send you guys links of like 10 different people who can do special pencils with the Apple pencils and to make locks and braids in different hair types. So why is it that they can't do their due diligence? I don't know, because it's not the standard. But I'm hoping with movies like Across the Spider-Verse that we see more of this, and that that people are more inspired to get, you know, animations with different Black hairstyles, and hopefully, you know, maybe in the next 10 years we'll see more of it.
Right.
The new Disney movie Wish has, I know it's based in Puerto Rico, but the main character is Afro-Latina. She has braids.
Yeah, she has braids. Do we have more questions? Yes.
For people who want to incorporate kinky or textured wigs in their cosplays, do you know of any good wig makers?
I know so many. Wait, wig makers or like websites to buy wigs?
Or websites. Like, what are some resources available to people who want to
So
incorporate natural?
I tell everyone your beauty supply store is your best friend. Yeah, because your local beauty supply store, because the hairstyles are, the pigments in the hair are more geared towards our skin tone, so it's gonna look better than like if you buy it from, you know, like a cosplay vendor, because sometimes the pigments are like too bright and they don't match us. They like look weird. I don't know how to say that. Not too bright as in they don't look good on us, but too bright as in it doesn't do well for our
Like
skin tone.
fit.
It doesn't fit us. But usually but beauty supply stores will have like a kinky texture, or it'll be like crimped a little bit so it looks more like our hair.
Yeah.
But you could also take a straight wig, get a curling iron, you could like twist it and dip it in hot water and it'll make it curly. Yeah, I can DM me and I will send you tons of stuff.
She does a lot of do-it-yourself stuff.
Yeah, I
Yes,
do
she
a lot
does.
of DIY. I'm the DIY queen. So yeah, hit me up. I will send you tons of links if you want wigs and stuff. Yeah, no problem.
Next question.
And then I will call you next. I saw his hand first. Sorry.
So as your hair, like, all y'all have some pretty long hair. Y'all been committed for a minute. As your hair gets longer, like, what are some ideas that y'all do as far as, like, keeping your hair under a wig, or what wig do y'all get that has a lot more space to put your hair underneath?
Hi. So,
I was like,
like I said, my hair is currently down to my behind. And what I would normally do is, if I didn't have, like I said, if I had my loctician come and put a small, do a bun that I can put the wig over, what I normally would do is I would wet my locks, not damp wet, but like spray it, get some gel, you know, wet it down, braid it up, and then wrap it right around my head, and then I would put like a pair, and then like put pantyhose over it, and then I tie it down, and then I can get the wig over my head. So that usually works for me personally. Another thing, like I said, like what I'm wearing right now, like I have on a wig cap, plus I have on another wig cap on top of my bun, which is the color of this wig. So I can be able to get a long wig on, and yeah, you know, like I said, I have a little bump, but you really can't tell, but it's blended in so well in the back. So that's another thing that you can possibly do as well. I also have Afro wigs, and luckily for me, what I'll do for that is like I'll put like a bun on top, and then I'll just get the wig, because my hair, like Afro wig goes up, the Afro wig goes right on top, and it'll just stay there. I just put pins in it to fasten it. I have a large cotton candy wig. I've done cotton candy garnet.
That wig. Yeah.
And literally, it's a drag queen wig, literally. And I just like, when I don't feel like doing any of that, and I have my locks, like, listen, you just going into, I put a hairnet on top of it, tie it down, shove my hair up into it, just secure it with some bobby pins, and call it a day. So there's different ways on how you can do it. So it's all about, you know, how much time you got.
I feel like for me, I don't always do a bun. Like when I'm doing a wig, I just try to like make sure that my hair is under a wave cap. Like as long as it's under the wave cap, under the wig, I'm Gucci, you know, like that's just how it is. And it's, you know, because I feel like when you have like one of those wigs on, as long as it's not like clunky, it's fine, you know. So you kind of get it how you fit it, and it'll work. Next question.
Yeah, yours is next.
Piggybacking off both theirs, because one of the things I do is I try to get wigs. My head is a little bit larger, so they're always really tight and restricted. So what would you recommend, or a stylist recommend, to get wigs for people who have larger ears? Or that's what I was looking at yours, like, how did she adjust it to accommodate it, especially for that style of wig?
when I went on Amazon, I was like large cap wigs.
Mm.
I tried that too. So what is, and they'll be like, okay, certain perimeters are.
Right.
Like I said, I lucked out, but luckily for me, like the 2 wigs that I got from Amazon were large enough to like I can secure it over my bun and over my big forehead. But that basically did it for me as well. Something I'm going to plan on start doing now is I'm going to get like a large wig cap, and I'm going to start learning. My friend is the same loctician friend who does hair. She's teaching me now how to make my own wigs. So I'm going to learn how to start doing crochet wigs for myself. Because I have a crochet. I paid someone to do a crochet wig for me, and I told her, like, hey, I have a lot of locks. Boom. She said, I got you. Literally, she put it in a large cap for me. And it fits so perfectly over my hair. So whenever I do like a white hair character now, that's the wig that I'm always gonna go to because she did it for me.
Like
and it like worked out so perfect for me. I did it for Miracle, and like it really came out really, really nice, you know. So I was like, okay, but that's like the best thing I could possibly tell you is that, you know, just shop around, find like you know, I would type in a large wig cap, because you know it is difficult, but also you could try to see if you could like get a wig caps that will like definitely compress your head, but just gotta be careful. Like, you know, if you're starting to get a headache or anything like that, definitely take a break.
Yeah.
Take it off. Yeah. You know.
That's good.
I've used an elastic band. If the, you know, at the back it's got the like the 2 clips. Yeah. I won't clip it, and I'll stitch in an elastic band like to fit my head, and then it's secure. But that makes sense. I also like wigs are cool and all, but my head gets hot and I get sweaty. So I would rather just not wear a wig. So if I need to put my hair in another color, I will, or like use some wax paint, or do it like I'll put in extensions and stuff and just style my hair, because I'll try to pick my cosplay depending on what hairstyle I have, and I change my hair like once a month.
Right.
So
who is playing with the lights?
I was like, oh, is it?
Oh, they're telling us.
Are they telling us? They told me 10 more minutes.
Well, it's 2:13. We got 7 more minutes.
7 more minutes. Do you guys have more questions for us? Yes.
What are good hair, like hair waxes? Like
Crown Paint Colors is my favorite. They are Black owned, Black woman owned. That gentleman in the back, he's got long locks. He can attest to it. They are very good. I've used them for years.
Yeah.
Crown Paint Colors. And they have glow in the dark hair paint wax. Yeah, it's awesome. I've used
really
it.
Cool.
It's very washes out like it's like hair gel. Like it's not super drying or flaky. So best stuff to use.
So I use like Mofajang. I think that's how you say it. It's like literally on Amazon. It's like, I don't know, maybe $10, $9. It's really good, and it washes out really well. The colors are really cool on my locks. I've used it for a couple of characters. I've never used this green. I was thinking about using it, but I just don't feel like washing my hair afterwards. So, because I'm like, you know how you have to like the night cosplay, and I think I'm gonna be Luffy, and I'm like, I don't want to have green hair with that. So,
yeah.
I've done green hair, but also I dyed my hair since I turned last year when I turned 43. I was like 43 and green, and I said the first thing I did when I dyed my hair green, I did deku. I was like, I did it with my pen curls. I was like, I have to do deku because that's my baby, and I need to.
I love it.
But I've also done crown paint as well. I don't know if you saw the Todoroki that I did. That had red on one side and I had the white.
Right.
That's crown paint.
Okay.
Great.
Any other questions? Yes.
One last question. When you have locks and you dye them, do you still have to worry about hair health?
Yeah. Yes. I was about to say hell yeah.
Yes. So I just recently just dyed my hair because, you know, inspired by Ariel. Actually, you'll see, like I said, if you see me around tomorrow, my hair will be red. Red and blonde. But my loctician told me, like, you know, she didn't bleach it. The red still showed. There was a different I forgot the name of the product that she used. But thank you. But But she did the red and the blonde. It came out really, really nice. But she also made sure that she treated my hair with a nice deep conditioner as well. And as I won't be getting my hair retwisted again until school starts in New York City in September. So I'm not getting my hair done again until September. I know me. I'm going to be in pools and everything like that. Yeah. But she just told me to just keep putting conditioner in my hair just to make sure that my hair doesn't like fall out.
Just moisture.
Like that. Yes.
Yeah, just make sure. I'll just say, please just go to the professionals when you do have locks and you're trying to like do a different color, because it's like a diagnosis. Like they'll let you know like, oh, well, your locks can survive this or they can't. And, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll like my loctician. Her name is Chris from Hippie Empire. Oh, is it okay?
We didn't do it.
Right.
It wasn't me. I know I'm tough.
It wasn't me. But yeah, definitely like just go to professionals, because I know a lot of people like want to save money and kind of do it yourself at home. Like no, because next thing you know, something will fall out and you'll be like, what am I gonna do? You'll still end up at the loctician to reattach your locks.
Instead of doing all that and spending money, cut out the middleman.
Right.
Go to the loctician. That makes sense.
I do that my own gray hair.
Oh, I feel like we should talk about our socials.
Yes. Before we leave, I want y'all to. They're great. You guys go.
Okay, well, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. It's Wendellcosplays. That's WENDELL Cosplays. I'm also on Twitter, I believe, and also Reddit, a couple of places. So anywhere, Wendellcosplays, that's me.
And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as Sailorxtasy. And it's Sailor, and then space, and then ecstasy is XTASY.
Emphasis on X.
Yes, emphasis on the X, because it's not like the drug. I started with
X.
X.
Give it to you.
Listen, I was gonna be a stripper at one point. That was gonna be the name. We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
X gonna give it to you.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Vanta creates on all social media platforms. If you want to talk about hair, you want to talk about props, you want to talk about movies, you can hit me up. I will send you guys all the links that you need. If you need help, I'm always willing to help. Talk hair, talk shop. So please hit me up. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Love having this panel, and thank you to everyone who showed up. We're done, guys. Thank
you.
Thank you for all your questions too. They were amazing.
Those were hard questions. Those were good questions.
You depend on my weakness, satisfying you while I keep bleeding. I don't know why you act like you're innocent. You wanna take a piece of my heart again. I'll get you out, 'cause I just don't know. Something in your eyes, the way you stare me that I like. I wanna let you go, but it's like something holds me tight. You might break my heart tonight.